My name is Alex Gray. I grew up in the South Bay. Grew up playing every sport imaginable, and surfing was introduced to my family through my brother, who was given a choice to go to junior lifeguards or summer school. So he did the junior lifeguards. It turned out that his instructor was a guy, Jimmy Miller, and we didn't know it at the time, but Jimmy is one of the best surfers from our area, and their first session, he taught all the kids how to surf. So my brother came home, said he loved surfing, and that was all he wanted to do. And me as a younger brother, I just wanted to beat him at whatever he was doing, so it was time to start surfing. And I then met a guy named Greg Browning. Greg at that time was the best surfer from LA and still probably is. On the cover of surf magazines, in the best videos, he was doing what I wanted to do. And by high school, I was one of the highest rated national surfers and starting to get some world recognition as a young amateur, being able to travel through sponsors and basically fighting my way through high school. During that time, my surf career was doing well, and my brother kind of stopped surfing and was really into music. And then when I was a senior in high school, unbeknownst to our family, my brother came and had a meeting with my parents, and I sat us down and said he had a problem with drugs. He really hit the wall and started using heroin and basically turned into a different person. We had to take all the doorknobs off the house and basically monitor him 24/7 to try to get him to stop using. And he hit rock bottom in front of us and finally made the decision to go to detox and then get into a sober living. And at that moment, kind of even me and my family, our whole life switched to just trying to support him and really keep this guy alive and get him back to the hero that he was my whole life and the greatest son to my parents. I mean, this guy was an honor roll student, great at sports, had a scholarship for music to a university in Idaho. It's like, it wasn't your stereotypical drug addict who had problems. It hit us in the face like, oh my God. Let's see, 10 years ago in February of 2004, he decided to use one more time. We were at a high school, my high school surf team dinner, which I was the captain for. It was like our big last party, and school was almost over. My brother was sober, healthy, doing well. We let him go out and hang out with his friends on his own without us kind of caring and wondering what he was doing. Unfortunately, that night in one of his best friend's house, he used one more time. His tolerance wasn't built up to what he was using 6 months prior, and it instantly killed him. That was the strangest night of my life, waiting at home to get a phone call from my parents, hoping that my brother had, got a heartbeat again and was alive. And unfortunately, that phone call came, and he was down at Torrance Memorial, where I was born, and was dead. And that basically stopped our lives as a family. I don't remember the funeral. I don't really remember the first couple weeks after he passed away, but I had put surfing to the side. I wasn't even thinking about it. One day I woke up and said, God, I'd love to go surf, and maybe that will reunite my good feelings about my brother, and maybe we can put some of this negativity and depression away. I went down to the beach and I tried to surf, and it was too close to home. It wasn't fun. And through all the accolades that I had through surfing and all the good stuff that had been happening, I just didn't realize that the reason I loved it so much, that it was something that I shared with my brother, that was still a bond that I held close to me. So next couple months, I went back to school. I wasn't doing any of the events that we were doing every single weekend to prepare to leave after that senior year of high school. I was just kind of a zombie, basically, just walking around with a dark cloud over my head, not knowing what to do with my life. And my parents had an idea to get out of town, get out of our little bubble of just hardship that we'd been in after his passing. And we used one of my contests as that. It was down in San Diego, so we took a little road trip. And when I put the jersey on to go surf, something came over me. There was this kind of light bulb that ticked. And I was so used to having my brother sitting next to me at all these events. He was always there supporting me and telling me to go kick everyone's butt, and if anyone screws with me, he was going to take care of them, and just he wanted me to do as well as I could with his support all the time.
Hi, my name's Chris Gray. I'm going to do a few songs for you.
So the light bulb that went off was, well, my brother's not coming back. It was a moment of acceptance, and then it was, how are we going to move forward knowing this, knowing that this is the reality? And I realized that the best thing that I could do was honor him with the best gift in the world anybody's ever given me, and pursue this surf dream and career that he started. And to this day, 10 years later, it's the biggest motivating factor that I have. I get off on being able to say his name in interviews, when I'm up on a stage with a trophy and giving a speech, saying his name, it's like now I'm an outlet to letting the world know where I came from and how it started, and that was from my brother. And that's all we can do in this moment now. Life happens, it's the ups and downs. We can't control other people's actions, and I know he didn't mean to go that way, and I know he'd love to be here. So now, as a family, as a friend, as a brother, all I can do is honor him and remember him and have his pictures all over the house and talk about him and just keep him alive. And spiritually, I still feel him every day. There's not a moment that I don't think about him, or there's a song or some random thing that happens where I'm like, whoa, hey Chris, nice to see you. And that's a choice that I make to be open to. Some people can call it taboo, but for me it works. And I'm fortunate enough to be in a position to help others, and I wish I had more time for it, but the time that I do, it's really more fulfilling than anything right now. And it's always in my brother's honor. If he didn't pass away, I don't think I would have this mindset right now. And thank God for surfing, because even though it's my surf career and everything, it's also the place where I can let everything go and be myself. No one can tell me how to do it or what to do, and it's a place that I still can share with my brother and hopefully the next generation. And that's what's really important to me.